What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, I know I've been MIA for a little bit. The last 6 months, life kind of got in the way a little bit, but we're back in the swing of things. I was just at 412 Range Day. Shout out to Keystone Dynamics for putting that on for us. I was out there vending with Nightfall Solutions. If you guys aren't aware, I am co-owner of Nightfall Solutions. I will leave a link down below to our website in case you're in the market for some solid body armor or medical from North American Rescue. Now, next month, hopefully, I will be at the East Coast Night Shoot, so if any of you guys are going to be out there, come by, say hi. I'm going to be rolling with the guys from Noisefighters, so I'll probably be lurking around their table for a little bit and then out on the range for most of the night. So if you're there, come stop, say hi, check out their stuff too. They make really, really great products. But today's video, I want to do a quick overview on the Staccato XC. Now, getting right into it, the Staccato line of handguns, the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Staccato is a really steep price tag. Now, the XC, to my knowledge, is the most expensive Staccato that you can buy. This guy ran me, all said and done, I think $4,600 after tax and fees and all that good, fun government stuff. It was like $4,605, and what that gets you is the Staccato, a couple mounting plates for optics, a 20-round mag, and then two 17-round mags, and a couple extra fiber optics for the front sight. Now, I'm with most of you. $4,600 is really steep, especially for a handgun, where you're really not getting a whole lot as far as extras and add-ons. But after taking this gun out to the range pretty much immediately after I bought it, that $4,600 didn't seem as bad. This gun shoots incredibly flat. The machining on it is incredibly tight. There is absolutely no play between any of the moving parts on this guy. Now, time will tell once this is further up there in round count. Right now it has about 350 rounds on it, whether or not it loosens up. But this thing, it feels like it's on rails. Part of that just because it's a 1911, the other part being it is a Staccato and everything is kind of hand fitted to kind of work in conjunction with all the other moving parts in this handgun. So this thing, super crispy, feels like it's on rails. Now, one thing I would like to note with this that I am kind of iffy about, and it's only just because of what I just said, how tightly this thing kind of fits together. Whenever you put any sort of lubricant on this, it seeps out everywhere. As you can see here, the whole back, lubricant just pushes out from behind the slide, as well as up here around the comp on the front of the handgun. Is it a big deal? No, it's just annoying because you're constantly wiping lubricant off the sides of your gun. For me, I kind of just let it go. It is what it is, but just be aware of that because these things fit together so tight, any sort of lubricant you put on here is going to go everywhere. It's not like a Glock where there's enough kind of tolerance differences where you can hog this thing up with lube. This thing is absolutely filthy inside here, and it all stays relatively contained within the handgun. So that is one thing I just wanted to point out, also to kind of illustrate how tightly this thing fits together. It pushes everything out the back and out the sides. But other than that, this thing is good to go. Everything on it, the safety selector is super crisp compared to some of the other 1911s I've kind of messed with, or 2011s. The slide lock on it is very nice. The bottom of the gun here, the grips are really nice out of the box. I don't have any plans on kind of stippling this or doing anything too crazy, but time will tell. I might change it. As of right now, I really like the way the stock grips feel on this gun. Now, moving down here to the magwell, the Staccato, or at least the XC, has a really nice magwell from the factory with some cutouts here on the side in case a magazine gets stuck. You can kind of get a little bit more leverage on it, especially if you're using a 17 rounder. You can get your thumbs in there and kind of pry the magazine out. But with the 20 rounder, you have this big knurled base pad that you can grab and pull out. Another thing to be aware, left-handed guys, wrong-handed shooters like myself, the magazine release is not swappable, so it is permanently on the left side here. Not a huge deal. I can still get to it no problem. I just have to shift my grip just a little bit to hit the button. Hasn't presented any real problems when actually shooting the handgun, but it is one thing I just wanted to kind of put out there. As far as optics on this, eventually I'm going to get a P2 to put on this guy and replace the RMR. But as of right now, the RMR is working just fine. The comp on the front here works really, really well with 115, 147. Everything I pretty much ran through it. The only thing I had any sort of kind of issues or didn't like was when I started using my really soft shooting stuff that I use through the Glock if I'm shooting competitively. The powder puff loads that work phenomenally in this don't really work great in this. They still cycle and everything just fine. I haven't had any issues with failure to extracts or short stroking or anything of the nature. It's more so just that the comp doesn't really perform very well with that light hitting stuff. So run your 115s through this all day long, and the comp is going to drive the front end of the gun, down no problem. But once you start getting that lighter kind of minor power factor just barely skating by, the comp's really not going to do much for you, and the whole system just feels super sluggish. But like I said, run 115s and above, and this thing shoots like a dream. It is a workhorse. Right out of the box, this thing's a tack driver. There's really nothing else that I would ever consider doing to this other than, like I said, switching this out for an acro just so I can carry it here in the crappy Pittsburgh weather that we've been having. All the rain, all the snow and stuff, it just gunks up the RMR, and it's a little bit too much to try and carry an optic like this in Pennsylvania, or even go to the range and kind of shoot with the RMR because I'm constantly wiping off the emitter. But that's a topic for another day. Getting back to the Staccato here, that's really it, guys. I mean, this thing, it works right out of the box. Price tag, super steep. Is it worth it? That depends on you. Definitely don't go out and buy one of these expecting it to be like the world's best handgun ever. That's all subjective. But overall, right out of the box, I mean, this thing, it's seriously becoming one of my favorite handguns of all time. It just shoots great, it runs great, cycles super smooth. It's just that price tag, guys. So if you can justify it, I would highly recommend picking one of these up, trying it out, seeing how you like it. The only other thing with this to be aware of is it is a very, very heavy gun compared to something like a Glock. Even without the light here, if I threw this light on here, and the acro, this thing is still like a fraction of the weight of this thing. So this thing's really, really hefty, but that kind of works all together with the comp and everything and really keeping this gun shooting super flat. But it is a big chonker. Adding an acro onto this, it's gonna be extremely heavy. It's gonna be insane, but I'm here for the violence, guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns on the Staccato, any just in general questions, feel free, leave them down below. Like I said, I'm going to be leaving links to East Coast Night Shoot and Nightfall Solutions down below, as well as my Instagram. Feel free to reach out to me on there via DM if you have any questions about the Staccato, my carry Glock, holsters, belts, anything, all that good stuff, guys. I am here for it. I am always open to discussing and possibly helping one of you out and making a good sought out decision when buying gear, guns, all that good stuff. So feel free. Hit me up in the comments, hit me up on Instagram, and with all that being said, guys, I will catch you in the next one.